welcome to Top 5 with the Wrestling Fellas.
Yo.
It's been a while. As your boy's been to Japan, he's been back, he's done a few lives, done a few videos, and he's living his best life. So, how are we, fellas? How are we all?
Oh yeah, mate. I'm good, mate. How are you?
Hey, don't. I can go to low energy. If you want me to be low energy, say that I can't.
Giving it the Eminem thing is giving it like a freestyle rap.
Yeah.
That's what I thought he was breaking out to. Knees weak, arms are heavy. I'm all good, mate. All good. Looking forward to the new top 5.
I'm looking.
You guys don't know who it is.
Yeah, I'll go into that in a second. We've got some comments from the last time out, which was top 5 Raw.
Or after Mania.
Mania moments. The fellas have got the comments. Hit me with some comments. Let me know what the people have been saying.
For the first time in a while, I'm actually doing this one together.
Here we are.
Because I've done the comments on my own for the past 3 videos. So, John, take it away.
Go on, JB.
Start from the bottom of the list. So I got Juicy Uzi. 5, Hogan returns as a face. The Rock and Cena agree to a match. Balor's return. The Awesome upset. The Miz cuts Ryder's reign short. How's that?
That made me sad.
Because it was big. The Miz.
And number 1. It's my yard.
It's my yard now.
Good pick.
I'll go with Asian Nightmare. I thought I said number 6 at first. I was like, what? Raw after WrestleMania 28, Brock Lesnar returns and attacks Cena. Number 4, Raw after WrestleMania 32, Enzo and Cass. Raw after WrestleMania 30, Paige debuts. Raw after WrestleMania 33, Roman Reigns, this is my yard. And Raw after WrestleMania 29, Dolph cashes in to become World Heavyweight Champion.
Good pick.
So, Burt Angles, Brock Lesnar debut. Number 5, Brock Lesnar returns. Number 4, Goldberg debuts.
Come on.
2003 was sick.
Still.
No, it was mint with The Rock. That was mint.
Ziggler clashes in, and then Roman Maillard is his number 1.
Desert Man. Ric Flair's goodbye. Bron Breakker joins Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns, my yard now. Dolph Ziggler cashes in, and number 1, the 2-man power trip is formed.
I knew 2-man power trip would be in there for him. I knew it.
Yeah.
All Elite Wrestling Fella, which I also now know is called John. Number 5, Enzo and Big Cass main roster debut. 2-man power trip debut. Dolph cashes in. Mankind debut. And Roman is my yard now.
I wonder whether he actually thought about the Mankind debut or whether he watched the video and was very happy that he chose it. Top rope, Ric Flair's goodbye. Number 4, to the 2-man power trip debut. Number 3, Triple H takes over D-Generation X. Number 2, Roman Reigns, this is my yard now. And number 1, Dolph cashes in, becoming champion. That is my list.
So that's why I looked at the screen. All Elite Wrestling. That was my list.
Yeah.
Heel Jack. Here's Heel Jacks. Ultimate Warrior addresses the Legion of Fans. Legion? Yeah. Fans.
Yeah, back in the day it was.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey armbars Steph. Rock and Cena set a date. Hogan disavows.
Disavows?
Is that even a word?
Yeah.
The New World Order.
I didn't know that was a word.
So, when you put words like that in, keep them simple.
Yes, keep them simple for John.
Yeah.
And me, to be fair.
The number 1, the Revival debut.
That classic. That classic.
AEW, their AEW debut was 10 times better.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Raw was better.
No, I don't.
LP fan, Goldberg's debut, Enzo and Cass debut, Shawn Michaels' retirement speech, DX begins under Triple H on the two-man power trip is number 1.
Have you done top rope?
No, yes, Mr. Green's the only one that's left.
Mr. Green's last then. But not least. Brock Lesnar debut, Goldberg debut, Shawn Michaels has left the building, Ric Flair's goodbye, and Vince presenting Austin with the big Eagle belt.
Yeah. And that was the comments.
I can live with that. Some good, interesting comments there. But Roman Reigns got mentioned a lot, and I think
course he
that is
did.
right.
Was Roman not all our number ones?
Yeah. But yeah, it was some good list there. So we're moving on to a new series.
Roman wasn't my number 1. It was my number 2, Dolph.
Oh yeah.
Dolph cashing in.
But yeah, so this week's list is
drum roll.
top 5 Intercontinental Champions.
You could have told me you did a drum roll. I could have got the sounds.
I'll include it.
So, IC Champions. They say the workhorse belt. It's been known as over the years. There's been 180 something champions, I think.
Something like that.
It's I was looking when I was doing my research for this.
Before.
Yeah, it's too right, mate. I'm not going to hide that. But yeah, it's an easy list for me to put together, to be honest. My top 4 were easy. They were number 5 that I knew hard about. The rest of them kind of said like advertise themselves. What about you? How did you find putting the list together?
I did mine literally 5 minutes before we came on, even though I told everyone this morning. But it was easy to put through once I put my number 1 in, and then the rest all just fell in. So
You didn't me.
I did. To be fair,
He's bang out of order.
first time ever though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was simple enough to do while I was talking to you while we were sorting out the video. In traditional fashion. Hey, I've done my other stuff. I actually did forget we Howard this week. That's genuinely why I haven't done it.
Yeah, I only remembered when I messaged you all this morning.
Yeah. And then I was getting ready to go and do the shopping, so I was like, I ain't got time to sit here and do this now. But that was easy enough. Once you look at the names on there, it's quite simple.
Yeah.
alright, so I will start with my number 5.
Okay.
My number 5, Jeff Hardy.
So close to putting Jeff Hardy in.
He won it when he beat Triple H, which were a huge moment on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Just the feuds he had with Umaga over it. He was a great champion. The Morrison feud as well made it for me.
Yeah.
That was like one of the highlights of Raw at one point. Them two feuding. So he just had to go on the list.
I remember when he came back from TNA and he interrupted Edge with his presentation of the Rated R belt. And then the next night, I think the week after he was...
Which time?
The one with the Rated R belt. 2005, 6. And the week later he faced Morrison in the steel cage for the Intercontinental title, I think it was. And it was just
really
sick to see him back. But yeah, no, Jeff Hardy nearly made mine. Very close.
Yeah, man.
Big John, if he didn't make yours, who have you got at number 5?
I made my number 5 is a guy that made the IC title relevant for a while in the modern era.
Cody Rhodes.
Mike, The Miz. I can't pronounce his surname.
Is that in?
Yeah, The Miz. He made it relevant again. It was floundering, and then once he dropped it to Gunther, obviously Gunther went on and did what Gunther did with it. But yeah, Mike, The Miz has to be in there. He's probably one of the longest running, most decorated in there. And yeah, he made the IC title worth something for a while.
Definitely.
Mateus?
Definitely. My number 5 is Ray,
You say wrong.
not Mysterio. It is Gunther.
In at 5?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He is in at number 5 for me. It's
You-
my
you
choice.
okay?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. The people I've got above him were much better for me. I enjoyed them
He's
more.
on my list and he's not top. I can tell you that now. He's on my list, but he's not my top two.
When I say my list out, you'll see why he's there.
All right, okay.
But Gunther, like he made it relevant when it wasn't. It got a new design. It got put on Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Braun Strowman during COVID era, and it was shit, and no one cared about that title until Gunther got hold of it. Ricochet had it, and then Ricochet lost it to Gunther, and then that's when it went. And then Triple H took over creative, and he absolutely just went like fucking head first.
Booked him to the moon, as it was.
Lost it obviously to Sami Zayn last year at WrestleMania. No shame in that. Sami Zayn is one of the best. So
We're probably it was night one, that wasn't it? So it was probably the match of night one. But the main event. The main event of it tag team match, it weren't the greatest.
It weren't greatest. The main event night one wasn't great. It was okay, but it weren't fantastic.
Yeah.
This year's was well better. That's my number 5.
Who wants to go first for number 4?
Do you want me to go with number 4?
Yeah, you go that way.
Yeah.
That way.
My number 4 is Eddie Guerrero. Now can you see why Gunther's 5th? The way this is going to go. Eddie Guerrero's number 4.
I left Eddie off, and with broken heartness, I've left Eddie off.
Eddie, for me, was one of the best Intercontinental Champions. He was so good.
You're not going to get an argument out of me. You'll see why, when I get this, why Eddie doesn't make it in there.
His matches with Rob Van Dam, Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Jericho, Ric Flair at the time, and then Orton, going through it. Mate, he was so good.
Yeah. No arguments for me.
Who's your number 4, John?
China.
Oh, good pick. I like that.
Absolute trendsetter. I mean, that was the first time we would have seen a woman wrestle men for a title, and her back and forth with Eddie and Chris and Hardcore Holly and Malenko, Venus, any of the mid carders back then, they were absolutely stellar. And I think for me, it was it's a trendsetter, and I think that's what her memory should be remembered about them runs as the IC champion and the European champion as well, because she bounced between the two of them. But yeah, China has to be on the list.
She beat Jeff Jarrett for it, didn't she, in the Good Housekeeping match in '99.
Her and Jericho shared it at one point.
Yeah, and then bringing Hardcore Holly into it, like you said. And, yeah.
I remember the match between them three, and obviously then you had her Jericho and Kurt as well. And the stuff I remember from growing up. On Sunday Night Heat, that was your main event. That was your main event on Sunday Night Heat, was the triple threat with the IC title with Jericho, China, and Kurt or Bob Holly.
It was so good. It was so good. My number 4 is already been mentioned. The Miz is my number 4. Like John said, he made that belt relevant again. I couldn't decide. I own hard with Cody Rhodes in this spot, because Cody brought the title back from relevancy into relevancy again.
I don't think he did,
Yeah, he brought back the white belt and everything. It was sick.
He did fuck all with it though. It went on TV.
Cody then was 100% irrelevant. The only reason you used Cody for that IC title for me was so they could do the whole storyline and bring him back the white belt, because the belt is that
I agree.
Well, your opinion.
But yeah, but he's not on my list. He didn't make my list, but you were nearly there. But the Miz made that belt properly relevant, like you've already said. So what I like about the Miz is you can tell the Miz is a wrestling fan. He loves the business. The reason for this is he knows how important that belt is, and every time he holds it, you can tell how much it means to him as a person to have that belt. So the one view that springs to mind is when him and Dolph were going back and forth with it. It's probably the best work the Miz for me has done. I say that. that little feud he had with Dolph Ziggler was so good over the IC title. I say so. That's why he's in at my number 4.
Well, I'm gonna go at number 3 because your number 4 is my number 3. My number 3 is The Miz. All the reasons said. Made it relevant, workhorse title, made people watch him, made people care about the title.
Yeah.
Feud with Ziggler for the title, Baron Corbin. Like, it was just so good. Dean Ambrose at one point, he just made it relevant, made you care about that title again.
He did.
So The Miz.
My number 3 is an old school pick in Mr. Perfect. It's a Mr. Perfect was he was a great champion. I remember it I remember watching it as a kid and I didn't really appreciate it much. But I've watched obviously back things from that era, and he just made he looked so good with the belt. He's so sad. The reason I'm putting him on this list is because he's never won the big one, and he deserves to be mentioned because he was in wing work. He deserved that based on his work with the title.
Yeah.
Maybe a future list. Top 5 people that never win the big one.
Yeah. So, he'd be up there in my top 2. See,
have we done that one? Have we done that
We'll
top
have to
5?
go back and check. I think we'll have to go back and check him.
I think so.
My number 3 was your number 5, Matthew.
Gunther.
Gunther. Longest running champion. He gave it relevancy again after the gap where it was just absolutely fallen off and disappeared. Might as well not had it, and obviously it went around Gunther. The reason he's minimalist is because it was a long reign that I was a bit meh with after a while. But it was a good reign. He did him his job. Like you say, in that match last year with Sammy, did no harm. Stuff he's doing now, but I don't.
I think that's leading to something else. Unfortunately.
Certain bald, grey, goatee. Yeah.
Twat.
No.
Gilbert.
No.
Yes. Got killed.
But yeah, Gunther's number 3.
My number 2 is who you've just mentioned. Gunther is my number 2. For the reasons
I'm not going to say anything yet.
For the reasons you've given, I've just changed this on the fly. Gunther was my number 1, but my number 2 for me is the better champion. But for the same reasons, he made it relevant again. Shinsuke Nakamura had it at one point, did nothing with it. Sammy had it, did nothing with it. It was just the hardest job.
He had it and dropped it to Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby did nothing with it.
Oh shit, Bobby Lashley had it, yeah.
Yeah, Mania 35. Yeah. But yeah, and then Gunther came in and just absolutely slapped everybody for a year. And then that built up Sammy to finally get his win against Gunther. And it was great. Well worth the wait. But yeah, that's he's my number 2.
John?
Matteo?
I don't mean to go.
I'll go, that's fine. Razor Ramon. I'm trying to think of something cool to say for it.
The bad guy.
Yeah.
The bad guy, the big cheese. Razor Ramon. He's the first IC champion I remember.
Yeah.
Obviously the ladder match with 1, 2, 3 Kid. To lose it, put him on the map. Obviously Razor went on to be Scott Hall. Iconic, but yeah, Razor Ramon.
Good pick.
My number 2. ETC's gonna like this one. The Macho Man. Randy Savage. Had to be. He's gotta be. His match with Steamboat at WrestleMania 3.
Yeah.
Everything. He never put on a boring match. Never once. Kind of like Razor Ramon. Kind of sat there and just never got bored of a match. I've gone back and watched so much of Randy Savage that I can sit here and go, he is probably my second ever favourite Intercontinental Champion. Ever. Never missed a beat. Never missed a trick.
Yeah, he like that workhorse moniker came from the matches that he had.
Exactly.
That belt, him, Mr. Perfect. As they made that belt the workhorse title.
And Razor as well. Razor did it.
And Razor, yeah. And Razor. Is that
Number
one,
ones.
I will go first.
Well, John's not gone first yet for any, so let John.
Oh, yeah, let's jump.
Basically, my number one. Probably.
Hey, we all got the same, by the way. Because there's one person that hasn't been mentioned.
Yeah, maybe. I think maybe me and you maybe are the same way for him.
He looks like he's gone for something different.
He's
No.
But then again, I think if I'm thinking on the lines, him might be the same and you might be different.
Go on.
My number one is obviously Roman Reigns. No, I'm kidding. Mine is Chris Jericho.
Yeah, mine's Jericho.
Mine's Chris Jericho.
Yes, we all want the same.
Yeah.
He is.
He's Mr. Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, so Miz made it relevant, and Gunther did what he did. He's Mr. Icy.
Yeah.
He made that title literally stand out, like I touched on with China, his battles with China and Kurt and Eddie and Hardcore Holly and whoever else. When he came across, he slotted right into that spot and made it his own. And his matches and his segments were some of the best in the Attitude Era, bar none. And the IC belt around his waist just made it even better.
Definitely. The match I remember, like, I put it in one of my favourite Royal Rumble matches of all time. Him and Benoit in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Like, just to name one of them. Like, how many times he faced, like, Regal or Rob Van Dam or Jeff Hardy, someone like that, and it was just so good to watch. Even later on in his career, when he went and feuded with Rey Mysterio for it in 2010, and everyone thought he had a bit of a demotion, and it wasn't. That match with him and Rey at the Bash was so good that people don't even put it in any list. But when you go back and watch it, you realise how good Chris Jericho was.
Yeah, for Sunday Night Heat, he carried that. He was the face of Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah.
For us. We've got highlights from Raw and SmackDown.
Well, I mean, to be fair, my face of Sunday Night Heat is Val Venus, but that's because he made more appearances than anyone on there.
And the Godfather.
Yeah. And Finaki.
Yeah. But your main event of the night was an IC title match with Chris Jericho.
Jericho and Val Venus.
Jericho Val Venus. So Jericho the Godfather. Absolutely. Jericho's got to be there.
Yeah.
Dilator, rock and roller.
He was absolutely brilliant.
With the Jericho.
Yeah.
Don't know who he is now. Don't know where he is now. Don't know what he's doing.
He's technically to reinvent himself.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Again.
I just want to come back and be the Painmaker. That's all I want. I want the Painmaker Jericho from when AEW first started, but we're not getting into that in this. This is the top 5.
Yeah. We won't ramble on.
But yeah, what do you think of our lists? Who are your top 5 IC champions? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll read them out, and we'll see what sort of happens from there. But thank you for watching. Go give us a subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Go give us a follow on TikTok. Wrestling fellas everywhere, as you can see from the...
Like the video, share it.
Yeah, like the video, share it. I nearly said from our backgrounds, but I realise we haven't got those backgrounds on at the moment because we're having to try something new. Filming wise. Yeah, and get in the Discord as well.
All links in the description.
But yeah, I have all the links in the description. But thank you, everybody. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Peace.